Hello everyone, this is Isaac. I am going to demonstrate my work on the Main Spessart Bahn 2024 timetable. I am currently awaiting a Hessische Landesbahn RB58 service coming from Rüsselsheim Opelwerk, entering platform 7 here. I had to use the BR425 for it because the correct train is unavailable at Train Some World up to this date. This train will wait here, and then later it will travel on to Laufach and Heigenbrücken, but I will talk about it a bit more later. It will wait here because an ICE train is following it. That train was coming from Dortmund, the ICE 23 it is, and will travel to Wien Hauptbahnhof in Austria. The train won't stop in Aschaffenburg like in real life. The ICE trains between Frankfurt and Würzburg, some of them, the ones going to München, stop at Aschaffenburg, and the ones going to Wien stop at Hanau, and only some services going to Wien stop at Aschaffenburg. But at about 8:51 AM the ICE train will pass us here on platform 6. On platform 5 we have an Regionalbahn 75 service towards Wiesbaden. It will depart in, I think, just a minute. Towards Wiesbaden via the Darmstadt portal, so that means it will depart here and go here via the south exits towards Wiesbaden. Some of them go to Wiesbaden, some go to Mainz Bischofsheim. So that's that platform. At platform 3 and 4, let's see. We have an Regional Express Service 87 towards Crailsheim. It will only depart sometime after 9 AM, so we won't see it depart at this point. But it goes to the south, so it's actually a service that probably also exists on the Main-Talbahn DLC. On platform 2 we have another Regionalbahn 75 service. This one will go to Mainz Bischofsheim after 9 AM. And on platform 1 in the far distance, this one is an RB88 service that will depart shortly before 9 AM towards Miltenberg. So quite busy in the morning rush hour. Yeah, what we hear now is the RB75 service departing to Wiesbaden. I will stay at platform 6 for a little bit because the ICE train will depart here. In the sidings is currently a freight train that came from Aschaffenburg Hafen, and it's now being pushed into the sidings here at Gutter Bahnhof, sorry. I am from Belgium myself, so I speak a little bit of German, but it's not that good, so please excuse me if my pronunciation of both English and German is not excellent. I'm a Dutch native speaker. So we see a 363 pushing container train into the sidings there. Just like in real life, so they are operated by remote control by the driver, who will be standing at the far side of that train. So we have about 1 minute left, and then the ICE train 23 will pass us towards Wien Hauptbahnhof, and after it has left the station we will go to platform 8 and get ready to pick up our freight train. Let's see. Yeah, the ICE is approaching here, and there's our freight train entering from the Darmstadt portals. Let's see. It's actually good that I'm watching to see who gets priority. That's good. The RB75 service does get priority. And there is the ICE 23 service and ICE 3, so 406 from the Schnellfahrtstrecke Köln-Aachen DLC. That's passing here. So let's get to platform 8 because our train will arrive at siding 101. So that's the second track next to the platform here, and we will get ready on the far side of the platform for our train. The Hessische Landesbahn 58 service here will depart before us, so we will follow it towards Laufach. The service will stop in Husbach and Laufach before traveling on to Heigenbrücken. In real life, the service terminates at Laufach and will return from there. But I had to choose to make it terminate at Heigenbrücken because in real life the Spessart ramp, the steep hill towards Heigenbrücken, has disappeared, has been replaced by a series of tunnels. So there are no bank-in services anymore in real life. And if I let this train stand at platform 1 or 2 at Laufach, it would be standing in the way for far too long and would prevent banking services from happening when it is at Laufach. So I decided to make it terminate at Heigenbrücken, where it could be put nicely away on platform 1, so we will in fact see it back when we arrive at Heigenbrücken. And for the passengers in the train sim world departing from Laufach or Husbach, this also means that they don't have to travel to Aschaffenburg and then return towards Gmünden and Würzburg. They can just travel to Heigenbrücken and pick up an RE 54 or 55 service towards Gmünden and Würzburg there. So let's see on the map. Yeah, our train is arriving. It had to give way to the RB75 service that just departed towards Wiesbaden. I guess in real life the freight train would give way too. So let's see. Here we see the RB88 service from platform 1 that is departing towards Miltenberg over the Main Spessart Bahn. You can drive it yourself up to Aschaffenburg Süd as far as this map goes, and then it will continue on as an AI service towards Miltenberg. I guess in German they pronounce it Miltenberg. So any service that has at least 2 stops on the map is playable. So I only added, I added all the other services as AI services. And at the moment there's also one ICE service that can be played by the player 2. I gave it an extra stop in Lohr, so it's an early morning service from Würzburg towards Frankfurt and I think Essen or Dortmund that makes an extra stop in Lohr. So here we are in this BR185 locomotive that will depart at in about 3 minutes.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
I have to set up the PZB mode myself. It's a very heavy train, so I will check if the brakes are correctly set up. Nope. Let's put them in G. It's good that we have some time to set up the brakes, so I gave the freight services some extra waiting time after entering or leaving. After entering the map, yeah, not when leaving. So a player has time to set up the brakes. And I also made sure that you had at least 2 minutes after the start of the service to do this. I'm not sure. I don't think I can put the BR185 in brake mode G. It's quite an old locomotive, but I need to use this one because the other locomotives are unable to use for banking services. So let's see. I'm just gonna push on. Yeah, okay, we have the correct PZB mode. Let's test our brakes. Set the direct brake. Having some issues now. Okay, there we are. And then release the brakes again. As I said, the Hbf Bahn service will depart first at about 8:57 AM. So when that service has left and the track is clear, we will get a path towards Laufach. As you can see at the shunt signals, the path for the Hbf Bahn service is set. Let's take a look outside. Yeah, it's departing now. The route has become quite busy already, and I've only just added the first few freight services. So that means you will get a lot of PZB action when driving it. But I think that's the reason why I made this timetable in the first place, to make sure that the Main Spessart Bahn gets a little bit more interesting. At the moment I am at, I think, about 750 services, and I guess in the end I have no idea where I will end, but I think it will be in over 1000, maybe 1500 services. Of course, a lot of those are AI services to enter and leave the map, but still I think there will be hundreds of services, so hundreds of hours worth of playing time. I started this timetable shortly before Christmas, so I've worked on it about a month and a half now, and I'm slowly making progress. I hope to release the timetable at the earliest at the end of February, but I think it will be somewhere in March, and that will depend on finishing it and being able to cook it. I haven't tried that yet. So let's release our direct brake, and let's see. Oh yeah, I have to set the AFB to a reasonable speed, and there we go. I have my head tracker on, so that makes it easy to look around without having to use the mouse. We have a clear signal, so I can release the PZB. Of course, because we are so heavy, we are about, if I'm not mistaken, 600 meters in length, a fully loaded container train. I still have to figure out where to find what the actual weight of the train is, but it is heavy. As you can see, because we started on track 101, we can exit immediately towards the fast line. It saves us a little bit of time. And shortly we will see a crossing ICE train. So we have to make sure that we depart on time, because there's a ICE train heading towards us from Würzburg to Hamburg-Altona. That one will stop at Aschaffenburg Hafen, and it originated in real life from Passau, so it's on the line from Wien. It's the ICE 1020. lost my traction, I see now. Should be paying attention a little bit more. If we are slow, we will hold up the ICE train. In real life, I think they would put the freight train after the ICE has passed to make sure that it doesn't get delayed. But I like some challenge, and it's nice to see some action on the tracks. Let's see how far our backside is. We are now leaving slow tracks, so I will be able to speed up just now. Of course, in the editor, we get some hiccups, and I guess it will be better in Train Sim World itself. There's the ICE I mentioned before. So as you can see, it has already slowed down a lot. I think. Sorry for the noise. Yeah, we were a little bit slow, but it didn't have to stop, so no worries. There it is. There we go. We have just departed. Because we are so heavy, our maximum speed is limited to about 90 kilometers per hour. And I tend to calculate for this. So heavy services will have, well, loaded service, any loaded service will have a maximum speed of 90 or 100 kilometers per hour. And I'm planning to provide the necessary details about PZB mode, brake settings, and that kind of stuff in the service description, so you don't have to figure that out on yourself. And that yeah, contributes to the fact that I will need some time to set up all the services. So, green signal, that's good. As the Hbf Bahn service is stopping at Husbach, we shouldn't depart too fast too, because otherwise we would be held up at Husbach. So I set up the required dependencies to make sure that we don't pass it at Husbach, because it has to stop at platform 1 at Laufach before us. Otherwise, well, we would get stuck, that service would get stuck, and our banking locomotive wouldn't be able to couple up to us. So yeah, let alone the passengers, who would be really angry that they would have to wait for maybe 5 or 10 minutes outside Laufach, and then having to follow a very slow heavy train towards Heigenbrücken. That's the reason why you see the go via location indication at the top left. It's an extra waypoint I had to add to make sure that we don't take the path of the RB58 service towards Heigenbrücken. I'll set AFB to 95 kilometers per hour. As we are traveling uphill. So the service is one of the first banking services I added, and I wanted to show it because it's very nice. It already shows how busy the timetable has become. I guess when it's finished, we would have passed already another freight train, and there's another Hbf Bahn service, RB58 service, towards Rüsselsheim Opelwerk. So this one actually started at Laufach, if I'm not mistaken, No, it departed Heigenbrücken already. First service of the day does terminate at Laufach because it only has 5 or 10 minutes turnaround time. The other ones had 45 minutes, so I had plenty of time to make them terminate at Heigenbrücken, return and still keep to the original timetable, so I wouldn't get into trouble when they were returning. As you can see, another freight train is coming up to us. That's a freight train that has departed at Lohr. So it's loaded with wagons that were loaded at the Lohr freight yards to the south of Lohr. So those wagons already have spent quite a lot of time on the map. So here we are passing Husbach. I guess we might get some PZB action very soon when we come closer to the regional Bahn that's traveling in front of us. You see that we first have a go via location again, via Laufach reverse. I added that so that I could make banking locomotive depart its siding as soon as we passed the siding, instead of having to wait until we have come to a complete stop. That saves maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes, but in a packed timetable 1 or 2 minutes is a lot of time. For this service though, it's not that important because we will have to wait for maybe half an hour at Laufach. Because faster regional express service towards Bamberg and an ICE service towards München will overtake us at Laufach. So, first PZB action. The brakes already because we are so long and we have slowed down enough. Even a bit too much. So we have a clear signal up ahead, but with some warning, so I will reduce my AAP to 50 kilometers an hour. So we don't get a Zwangsbremsung. So we have a clear signal into Laufach. That means that the Regionalbahn has departed Laufach and it's already climbing the hill towards Heigenbrücken. So we will just be able to enter without an issue. If you're really quick, you might be stopped here until that service has departed. As you can see, well, you will see it shortly, there are 2 banking locomotives at the moment, and in fact there are 3, and they are used all 3, so sometimes there are a lot of banking services following up closely, and then every one of these banking locomotives is coupled up to one, so we don't have to wait for the banking locomotive to return. So here are 2, and then at the far side, the other side of Laufach, you see another locomotive that's also used for banking services. I'm using electric braking now. So I'll start reducing my speed for the 500 Hertz marker. But I don't want to apply the train brakes yet, to make sure we don't stop too early. Stopped a little bit too early still. No, it's okay. Perfect. There we are at Laufach. So that's the first of 3 services to get this train over the map. I will now step out of the seat because the banking locomotive will, so it has departed already, and it will couple up, and otherwise I will get an end of service notice. So as I told, we have to wait till I think 9:38 AM. So I will speed up the simulation speed, so we don't have to really wait for more than 20 minutes. It's now returning towards us. Asking for permission, and now it can connect. As you can see, we are quite close to the closing signal here, and we take up almost the whole siding with our very long train. Shouldn't be much longer to fit on this platform. I actually have some banking services that will just be pushed from track 2 instead of track 1. Of course, I can only do that when no other services are being held up by it. This is the container train we saw at the very start of our of this video. At this moment, the electric locomotive is already connected, so it will depart shortly, I think, towards Frankfurt or Darmstadt. And here's another service leaving the map. So this is a service we are waiting for, an RE54 service towards Bamberg. It stopped at platform 6 at the moment at Aschaffenburg, and it will pass us here at Laufach. Let's see if yeah, the locomotive is connected now, so we can oh, it's 9:28. It's only 15 minutes. So I will reduce the screen size and speed up the simulation. I'm just going to take a look on the map so we don't miss the train taking over. So first we will have the Regional Express taking over. It's still at Aschaffenburg now, and as you indeed can see, it's the freight train is leaving now. It has just departed Aschaffenburg. The service doesn't stop in Hesbach or Laufach, so that's the reason why the Hessische Landesbahn service is there, because Laufach and Hesbach are only partly serviced by the Regionalbahn 79 services between Gmünden and Aschaffenburg, and the Regional Express Bahn, Regional Express services, sorry, from Aschaffenburg to Würzburg and Bamberg. So slow-mo 1. It's already here. Time flies when you're speeding it up. It has a clear signal and it will just fly past us. There it is. I do need to set up the headlights of these trains. They are reversed. So you see, I have quite some work to do to finish up all the details. So that was the first of 2 services that were going to pass us. An ICE service will follow this one, and because that train is stopping at all stations from Heigenbrücken towards Gmünden at Lohr, this train will be overtaken by the ICE also. So I made sure that ICE gets priority there, and it will leave the map first. Let's see if it's already on the move. And I might speed up the simulation again. Yeah, it's currently at Aschaffenburg stopped. It's already got its route set. Take a look at my documents. It should depart Aschaffenburg at 9:23. So let's see if that's the case. Yeah, it should be departing now. Yeah, perfect. So at 9:23 it closes its doors, takes some seconds. So that means now it has departed. I will speed up the simulation again a little bit. I have found that speeding up to 10 times doesn't result in issues at my side. So makes the simulation go a lot faster. It's another ICE service. I can take a look. That one is the one. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's also stopping. It's the München to Essen Hauptbahnhof ICE 728 service that does stop at Aschaffenburg. So the signal has gone green, so I guess it's close. And just to give you an impression, I will fly with it past our train. It will give you an idea of how long our train really is. By building this timetable, I really got to appreciate how wonderful this route actually is. it's not just an A to B route. Not with the sidings at Aschaffenburg Hafen and Lohr. It really gives an extra dimension. So this gives you an impression of how long our train is. More than 600 meters of containers traveling east. So let's set up our train. We'll need banking. Let's set AFB to 95 again. And now we have to wait till we have a clear signal.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Okay, shouldn't have done that. That's a little bit of cheating on the PZB. Okay, and there we go. Let's make sure that our banking is working. I think it is, because how fast we are accelerating. But I have seen before that sometimes banking is not working, and then you travel up the hill really slowly. But since we are accelerating so fast, I think it's working correctly. I'm waiting to release PZB now, because I'm not sure that the VOV signal that we will encounter shortly is clear, and I want to okay, this clear, so I can release now, because otherwise we might get Zwangsbremsen. If we would have released prematurely. Let's just keep an eye on the speed. That's 600 meters of train that has to leave the siding before we can speed up to full speed. I will terminate this video when we have reached Heigenbrücken, because well, the way down is not that interesting. I still have a lot of work to do with filling the map. You see that two locomotives are really helpful. With one locomotive you maybe get 30 or 40 kilometers per hour on this steep climb, and with such a heavy train it would actually be impossible to start moving again when you would have come to a stop. And because the timetable is so busy, you might get PZB action on the hill too. So you might have to brake, might have to reduce your speed, or even stop. So you really want that banking locomotive to be able to depart again. I can actually recommend having a track IR or similar device. As you can see, you can look around the corner a bit earlier. See, yeah, we'll have to reduce.
Zugbeeinflussung.
In real life, banking locomotives were actually disconnecting just before the tunnel, so they were not connected to the train, they were just pushing it up. And they would just perform an emergency brake, maybe about here, when the train had made its way up the hill. So it would stop just before the signal in the distance, and then use this switch to return to Laufach without entering the platforms at Heigenbrücken. But in Train Sim World we can only really connect a locomotive and use its traction power. So that means we have to come to a stop at the platforms. I do in fact have some banking services that stop at the end of the tunnel and disconnect the banking locomotive there. So it will look quite similar to real life. But this one just stops at Heigenbrücken. So I made sure to enter Schwarzkopf tunnel here as a stopping location if you were to stop in the tunnel. So you were prepared to stop, because the Hauptsignal is not very visible from within the tunnel. Here we are, entering Heigenbrücken via the Schwarzkopf tunnel. That's now closed, sadly. It's closed off for the public. I don't know if it's filled also, but there's big gates in front of it, so it's not possible to enter it anymore, and the tracks have been broken up. So we will coast into Heigenbrücken now. And I'll start reducing. Oh, wrong button. Still wrong button. This one I need. Yeah. Reducing the speed. So that's the Aschaffenburg Bahn 58 service that we were following earlier. It will return to Aschaffenburg and then Rüsselsheim, Opelwerk a little bit later. Just looking up at the moment. It will depart again. So it has arrived here and it will depart at 9:52. So still 50 minutes to go. The sidings to the right here actually give some issues when setting up the services. because when you stop past this junction, the editor thinks that you have entered this position from one of these sidings, and that makes it a little bit hard to set up the disconnection and well, uncouple instruction and the return service, but I got it to work eventually. If anyone can point me to how to set the default direction of a junction, please do help me. So here we are. Let's hope we don't stop too early. Perfect. I set the stopping points a little bit farther from the stopping signals, and it depends on how long your train is where you're stopping. So if you have a little shorter train, then you'll be stopping shorter than here. Let's switch off the banking comms and then disconnect our banking locomotive at the back. There we are. Voila. I guess that's worth a gold medal, but I have to set up the medal still. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you got some appetite on playing this timetable, and do let me know any feedback you have regarding this service or the timetable in general. And don't hesitate to ask any questions. Thank you very much, and have a nice time with it.